Rezzy is going to give us a very special little gift. Rezzy is going to break down his song process for us. Thank you so much for it, Rezzy.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm holding my microphone up. I forgot. Well, yeah, I guess, let's see. Okay. So whenever let's say it's, the scenario is like I'm on the stage, right? And I ask for a couple words. So I guess just give me a couple words and then I'll go from that.
Let's go with rocker, streetlight. Compound words are okay, I'm hoping.
That's fine. Rocker and streetlight. We'll go with that.
All right.
Okay. So yeah, so those words, we're just gonna set them to the side for a little bit because the first thing I do after I get the words, and this is why I always forget. This is why I'm like on stage and I'm like, oh, what were the words again? It's because I have to think about making the instrumental first. And Rexy and Rocker, you know, from those two words, I don't really feel like an immediate like I need to do any kind of genre specifically or whatever. I could lean on the rocker thing, but I don't have like the best effect here set up right now. But what I'll usually do is I'll just make sure I get some kind of beat down, and I try to vary it a little bit for each song. I don't think too hard about what the beat's gonna be like. I just do something, So I might go, um, unless I'm really going for something like maybe it's like a love song or something, I might kind of go into this weird like slower type thing that goes. But in general, I'm just trying to make something that sounds good, so I'll just kind of go with what I did.
How
at
much
first,
of that is just coming from your mouth?
That's all. That's all just me beatboxing.
Oh,
so,
wow.
I'm not like a phenomenal beatboxer, but I can do enough to get a pretty decent sounding beat down. So I can do like all kinds of. Just a bunch of different things. If you if you run into any beatboxers here in VR, there are some amazing beatboxers in VR chat though. They do some amazing stuff. So I always want to shout them out whenever I do this because I feel like I'm like kind of I'm adjacent to them. You know what I mean? I couldn't do what I do without beatboxers. So yeah, that's the whole reason this thing exists that I use. This loop station. So I got this. I guess I should have said something about that. I have a machine here called a loop station. It's called the RC505. There's another one called the RC505 Mark II. There's some apps you can use on iPad. You can use a PC, a laptop, and have a controller set up and use Ableton Live. There's all kinds of ways to do it, but basically, you got to have a pedal that loops. Something that has some kind of button that you push to start whatever you're recording, and then hit it again to loop it back, and kind of do it to stay in tempo too. So if I go like yeah, 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 I don't know why that's what I chose as an example, but you see, you can't see my equipment, of course, because I didn't set it up to where you can see it in VR chat. But I hit the button.
Pop up some images in post.
Yeah. Yeah, so the image you want to find is RC505 Mark I. That's what I have. So that's what you would want to show on screen at this point. But you'll see, if you're looking at the image, there's 5 buttons at the bottom there, like the very bottom buttons. They're the bigger ones. And you can hit any of those buttons to start a recording, and then you hit it again to loop it. Start a recording, and then you hit it again to loop, which I just did just now. It gives you... like when you first hit it again to loop it, you can keep making noise and it'll add to it. So I'm going to hit record, then I'm going to hit play, and then I'm not going to touch anything and it's going to keep adding to it. So here's an example. Yeah, and so that's just an example. You could just leave it recording, and then anything you do on the loop is gonna add over to it. So that's one way to do it. I like to, but if you see the picture on screen, like if you put it up on screen, there's 5 tracks on there, and they all got faders on them, kind of similar to what you see on a DJ deck. So I'm manipulating my volumes and stuff on while I'm doing this, and I'll usually what I'll try to do is I'll split it up so I have one track dedicated to the drums, one dedicated to my bass line, one dedicated to just some extra sounds. Usually I do like or something kind of melodic, I guess. And then I'll have like a couple to dedicate to my voice. So we were on Rocker Streetlight. So I'll make something here. This will be the first track. The first track furthest to the left. I always put my drums on that first track. It just kind of helps me keep everything organized. And I always go with the bass next because to me that's like I don't know, that's my favorite part of any song is the bass line. I think it
Right.
I mean everything springs out from the bass line to me. I mean yeah. So I always go for that next, and I usually have an effect. I have a couple ways to do the effects, but I'm just sticking with the loop station itself. It has an effect on here that's called guitar to bass. Obviously, my voice is in a guitar, but it works in where I can, I'll just dial it up slowly, and I'll be like dee 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 dee. You see, it just kind of pushes up all the lower frequencies and kind of adds a little sharp effect to it, so you can hear it better. But yeah, so if I have this, I'll just think of. I don't know how to tell you how to come up with a bass line or whatever. I just try to come up with something that sounds like it might be in a scale. And I try to make it different every time. Sometimes I might do some that sound really similar. They're probably, if I go back and listen to all of them, they're probably all in the same scale because I might just have a go-to that I haven't realized yet that it's all in the same scale or something. It's probably like D minor or something. Or D Dorian or something. Which I'm only saying that because whenever I'm playing on the keys, that's what I tend to do. Is I tend to just start. How the keyboard's laid out with like all the white keys, and you start at C, right? I always liked what it sounds like when you start right at D on anything that I'm making up, and it's still all the white keys, but D it's called D Dorian. It's like I think one key different from D minor, and it just sounds so dope, and like it's my favorite scale to play in. So it's probably, I mean, if you're checking the tune or you got pitch perfect hearing, it's probably not D minor. But since I find that that's what I always go to when I'm messing around in music software or whatever, whenever I'm doing other stuff than this, it might be based on that. I don't know, but I'll come up with something here. And it's random, but I try to keep it all in scale, in some kind of scale. So yeah, I'll have like actually I'll turn this down and probably make it easier for you to edit. So yeah, I'll have like the bass line and the drums now. And I don't think that's I mean, sometimes I can do a song just with that. But I usually like to add something else just to make it a little bit more interesting. And I don't like to get too complicated because then there's just a lot overlapping and it's getting all drowned out by each other. So I'll probably, I'll put on like a little bit of reverb or something to kind of give it a little bit of flavor or, a little bit of an effect to separate it from my voice. Because the more you add like a reverb or a delay to something, it kind of. I should have got into what about my voice before I said that. Well, anyway, I'll try to put like some kind of reverb so it kind of pushes it back in the mix a little bit. So I'll have this going. And then I'll put like a reverb on this so it's a little further back in the mix. It makes it sound like it's a little further back in like a space. Like if you're in a room or something, to add a little bit of reverb to it.
Right.
Yeah. I should say what I was doing there. I don't know if you can see my finger tapping really fast, but I didn't like what I came up with there, so I was clearing it really fast so I could swap it out. So I do that a lot when I'm on the stage. It's like I'll do something I don't like it. Sometimes I draw attention to it because I don't know, it kind of helps me with my being anxious to just call out all my mess ups and stuff. And I think people find
Same
it funny
reason I
sometimes
call out
too.
the light.
Yeah.
5-minute light, I always call it out just out of nerves. Like, and that's the light.
Yeah. So it helps me calm down. Like, so if I mess up, I'll just be like, fuck that up. Didn't like that, So that's part of the that has turned into part of the process too. But yeah,
do it for the bit.
Yep. All right, let's add some kind of instrument here. Oh, I should say, every now and then I'll add like some like backup vocals too, like like I'll just add something in there like that. Again, I don't know how to tell you how to come up with the tone, with the melody or whatever. You just if you do, I don't know, if you listen to a lot of music, you probably just
sing really good.
You just come up with something and you're like, that sounds all right. That sounds like a good melody or tone or tune or whatever. I don't know. Okay, so at this point, I would start making up lyrics to the song, but I'm gonna show you right now. Across 4 tracks playing at the bottom. If you see the image on screen, then you should see there's 5 tracks. But across 4 tracks, I got the drums. I have the bass, and I'm just turning up the fader and turning these down. I'm not hitting stop or play. I have the I guess an instrument. It was me doing like a little teeth kazoo thing going. Then there's a little backup vocal thing I did.
Neat.
Yeah, so when I turn them all up, I'll turn them up one at a time. Here's 1, 2, 3. And there are stop buttons. Like there's a smaller button above each big track button, and that's a stop button. So I can play all of these, have them going. And then I'll say I want to cut out the instruments and the backup vocals, so I'll just hit the stop button. I use 2 fingers to hit both of them. Then this is probably where I would cut in, like with a song or whatever. And with the song, this is another thing I don't know how to explain. When you're just coming up with stuff, if you just have to practice freestyling. I actually need to practice it more because a lot of times I'll just like lean into like not being able to come up with stuff. But you just have to like practice coming up with stuff that rhymes and trying to make it make sense. And as far as like adding a melody to it and singing along with it, I guess that's just comes secondary to like just adding a different the vocal melody or tune to the track. Again, I don't know. You just have to listen to a lot of music or play around a lot with some kind of instrument or something, and then you start figuring out what you think sounds good. Obviously, I mess up. There's a lot of times I'm way off key, and I might even be off key now and not even realize it. But there's just I just go for it. That's so whether or not it actually ends up sounding good. That's why I always tell people I can't guarantee that it sounds good, but I hope you have fun with it anyway because I think it does turn into a fun experience no matter what. Um, and yeah, so here we go. I'll just start coming up with something. We have rocker and streetlight, so I might even just say those in the first sentence.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I'll tell you what I do as far as a chorus section when I get to that. So. Oh, hanging under the streetlights, hanging with a rat, hanging over here, showing him how I can build a track, doing what I can, never holding back. Yeah, we hanging here, he's making a video and we don't slack. No, we might be on it when we working, but not at the moment. When I get onto the beat, I just can't help but flowing, spitting lines, flowing, spitting bars, standing on the street, surrounded by these cars. I'm here with Rocker on the street light and we vibing right now. I'm here with Rocker on the street light and we vibing right now. I'm here with Rocker on the street light and we vibing right now. I'm here with Rocker on the street light and we vibing right now. I'm here with so yeah, so in the middle of that, while I'm coming up with the lyrics and stuff, I get to a point where there needs to be a chorus, right? And if you ever notice, I always do like, if you ever notice when you hear me, I'll do like one layer of a chorus, then I'll double over it. Because I can't do it all at the same time. So I start adding like the additional voices on top of it. But so in the middle of that, I was like, okay, I'm coming up to a chorus, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna use rocker and streetlight. I'm vibing here with rocker, and we're under the streetlight. So that turned out being right here. Rocker under the streetlight, and we're vibing right now. I'm here with rocker under the streetlight, and we're vibing right now. A cool thing about this is sometimes I can start it in the middle and be like, I'm here with, and it'll just loop it back around like by itself. It's kind of, I don't know what the setting is I did for that, or maybe I'm just singing it double and I didn't realize it. But this started by the time I got to the chorus. All I had, I would. I'm here with Rocker under the street light and we vibing right now. I'm here with Rocker under the street light and we vibing right now. So I got to that part, and then while it's playing, I'm like, okay, well, I need to add a second part on top of it. So Rocker under the street light, and we vibing right now. I'm here with Rocker under the street light, and we vibing right now. I'm here with Rocker under the street light, and we vibing right now. I'm here with Rocker under the street light, and we vibing right now. Oh yeah, we vibing. I usually try to come out of it to like blend it a little bit, to do a little bit of a blend from when the chorus was playing back to the regular part. I'm here with Rocker on the street light and we vibing now. I'm here with vibing. That's just something else I do, like with coming out of the chorus, is I just add something like that. You know how I went, oh yeah, we vibing, like while it was exiting that chorus phrase of the chorus section. To lead back in and transition to the verse part, which is just the just this here, or I let the full instrumental play a little bit. But I would consider like that there's in all that there's a couple different parts of the song I made. Like this would be the part where I'm just playing the verse, and this might lead into the chorus. I don't think I did it when I was making a song, but this would probably lead into the chorus, and by the time I have all of them on, this would be like when I add the chorus to the full song, so by the time I got here, I'd be like, I'm here with Rocker on the street light and we vibing right now. But yeah, I think that's all of it. So yep, I think that sums it up. You good? Rex, are you there?
I mean,
yeah, I think that sums it all up.
I am so sorry. I don't know what happened there.
Oh, you're good, man. You're good.
Thank you so much for coming by and showing the audience. And thank you so much again for coming down and doing the process for us and making the song. I know that I appreciate it. I know that my fans appreciate it. And of course, as I always say, from me and all of my friends to you and all of yours, you stay safe out there.
You know, it's a little frayed, but it's, you know, don't touch
Yeah,
my
it's
whiskey,
right.
my touch your whiskey.
It is.
I think,
It
don't
is.
touch
You
my
get it.
whiskey.
You
I'm
understand.
keep your hands off my. Keep your hands off my whiskey. Strong. Oh, I knew that guy.
It's the boy.
I knew that guy.
Make up a song.
Pavement.
Orange.
Blossom.
All right, make a rap. Let's hear it.
I got an itchy anus. I know what to do. I'm gonna rub it on a pavement or two and probably get some oranges and take the pills and put it where I got those itchy feels. I saw blossoms along the way and I thought that they might do something for the pain, and then I rubbed them on my ass, and now I got an a terrible fucking rash. And now my anus is on fire. Yeah, my anus is on fire. Yeah, my anus is on fire. Yeah, my anus is on fire. No, no, no. I thought that I could fix it by getting mixed with all these different ingredients that I found along the road. I thought that if I did it and put it where I feel it, it'd probably be relief for my fucking chode. I thought I would get relief, but instead it got worse. I thought that I could get rid of the itch, but now I'm in a hearse. I got them with them blossoms. I'm chilling here with Carl. I'm feeling really itchy. It's so bad that I'm starting to snarl because my anus is on fire. Yeah, 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 my anus is on fire. No, no, no. Baby wipes, yeah, I only use the baby wipes. Baby wipes, yeah, I only use the baby wipes. Baby wipes, yeah, I only use the baby wipes. Baby wipes, yeah, I only use the baby wipes.